Huh? 1 Corinthians 10. So if you think you are standing firm, be careful that you don't fall. No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind. And God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, he will also provide a way out so that you can endure. And I have a story. It's a story and it kind of correlates to this scripture. You may be seated. And it was just last year. It was over the summer. And I went to this camp. And my third year going to this camp, I think. I've had a lot of friends there. And we was playing basketball one day. We was just outside playing basketball. And it was the very last play before we went inside. And all I remember is I had the ball and I was going up for a layup. And I got pushed. And then I fell to the ground. And when I got up, I pushed him back. And then I just started yelling. I was like, bro, what are you doing? Watch out. And then when I walked away, somebody yelled my name. I don't know who yelled my name. I still don't know to this day. Somebody yelled my name loud. They said, Xavier. And I turned around, and he had a log in his hand going to hit me. He was going to hit me in the back of my head with a log. And I was ready to fight back. And it was a man by the name of Mr. Chris. He calmed me down, and he gave me a scripture. It was Romans 8:18. And it was something like, the present sufferings is nothing to the glory to be revealed on you, or something like that. And I have it in front of my TV to this day. I read it like almost every day. And it just reminds me. And he gave it to me because whenever he did something wrong, he just read it because he told me, whatever you do, there will be an effect on it. The good or the bad. I don't do my work, I get Fs. When I get Fs, I don't play football. I just had 2 Fs 3 weeks ago. I couldn't play football. I cried, I was sad, I was mad, and I just read it. I kept reading the same scripture every day. And I just wondered, why did I do that? And my dad has always told me, he's always told me, whatever I do, there will either be a consequence or a reward. If I want to retaliate, I can. If I want to do something back, either I wouldn't be able to go to that camp anymore, or other people would see me differently. And God gave the strength to Mr. Chris to tell me whatever I do, there will be an effect on it. And there's another scripture. Please turn to Psalms 29:11. The Lord gives strength to his people. The Lord blesses people with peace. He gave strength to Mr. Chris to tell me whatever I do, there will be an effect. He blessed me with the peace he blessed me with the peace to not retaliate. Because just a few years ago, when I was in 3rd grade, got into the same fight with the same kid every day. Even though I didn't start it, it was just, I never liked fighting. But I have a very short, I have a temper. I have a temper. And I have it with, I wouldn't say all my family, but most of my siblings. And that's the most of it. And I never want to see my little siblings. I never want to be scary to my little siblings. I never want to see me as a big bad wolf or whatever. But I've always had a short temper with them. And I've gotten in trouble for it. And I read the same scripture. I have to grow up and have self-control. I have to be a young man that I have to be the young man that I am. And my dad, he tells me the same thing. I gotta grow up, because being a young man, being a man in general, doesn't mean you gotta suck everything up. Everybody has feelings. But that doesn't mean just because you're a man, that doesn't mean you always use your strength. Everybody has weaknesses. And some men weren't taught to use their feelings. They were always taught to suck it up. But when I see being a man is protecting family, not being, you don't want to be scared of your family. You want to protect them. And I'm disappointed in myself for being scary to my little siblings. But I'm doing better. Because I know my strength. I know when I play with my little siblings, I gotta be careful. But sometimes I let the manly part come out too much. And I hit too hard and they cry. And then I feel bad. And I never want to be scared of my siblings. I never want to be scared of anybody. I don't want to show intimidation. See, now I want to stand up for myself. I never let somebody bully me, but I never want to put my hands on anybody. I've never liked that. But just this last week of school before spring break, we had 4 days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Out of those 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday, there was 3 fights. One happened right in front of me. The other one, I just happened to turn the corner. And the third one, I turned around, and they were about to start fighting. The first one, it was in gym. One of my best friends. The other one, it was my best friend, and it was my other friend. But they've never had the same friend group. And I've always been in like 2 different friend groups that they don't like each other. But I would never choose a side, no matter what. I'll never choose somebody's side. But it's about being equal to everybody. And they just started fighting. And instead of me, oh yeah, start fighting, yeah, come on, you gonna let that do that? I stopped it. I told my best friend, his name is Makil. I told him, Makil, breathe, bro, chill. And what really scared me about Makil, he has seizures all the time. One happened in front of me. The second one, I don't even know what happened. And when they started fighting, he was getting hit in his head too much. And I don't like to see when people get hurt. I don't like me getting hurt. But I had to tell my kid, bro, you have seizures. You hit your head too much, that's gonna get worse. And I don't want to lose my friend. So I had to show self-control and become a man to tell him, whatever you do, it has an effect. You keep getting in fights, you keep hitting your head, you're gonna have more seizures. Your seizures gonna get bad to the point that you can't help it. And then the second one, it was 2 people I don't even know, but they just got into a fight and they was just throwing each other, and then they was hitting other people on accident, and then they accidentally hit a girl, and that's when I turned the corner, and then I just grabbed one of them, and I was just walking down to the office. He wasn't mad, but that wasn't really the one. It was the third one. It was the very last day. It was a lunch. Two of my best friends, but it was both of my girl best friends. It was Madison and it was London, and I don't know what happened, but I was just eating and I was talking to my friends at my table, and I turned around and they was just cussing, they was yelling and everything, and then one of them just stood up, and then they was like, "Do you want to fight?" And then London, she just got up and she was about to fight, but London also, she had a broken hand, and she was ready to she was ready to throw a punch with that broken hand, and that's gonna make it worse. Whatever you do, you gotta show self control, because whatever you do, it will have an effect on your life. So like, I've never liked fighting, so I had to show self control to be the young man that I am, to recognize, don't encourage fights, stop it. Don't encourage the bad, encourage the good, show the good, don't do bad. And there's one more scripture. Please turn to James 19 through 20. My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, because human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires. Therefore, get rid of all moral filth and the evil that is so prevalent, and humbly accept the word planted in you, which can save you. And this scripture, this wasn't even the ones that was on my top list. I found this. I forgot how, but I think I looked it up, and it really stuck to me because I have not. I'm doing better, but I have not always been quick to listen. I've not always been slow to speak. Sometimes I speak more than I listen, and I get in trouble for that. Because sometimes I could just be having a talk like with my mom. What happened? Something happened at school, and we were just trying to have a talk, and she was just talking to me. But as soon as she had said something, and I was like, "What? That never happened. Why is they lying?" And instead of me just listening and speaking, it made it worse. And I don't want to have arguments with my parents. I don't want to have arguments with anybody. But I read that scripture again. I gotta show self-control, because the effect on that, I got in trouble. I got yelled at. I got my phone took. I couldn't do things. And I'm trying to because sometimes, even though sometimes I might not be mad, but I always have a straight face. And so it won't show that I'm happy, or that it'll show that I'm not grateful. But even though I am, I don't know. It's just so I want to try and stop having anger and have happiness. I want to be happy, thankful, because I'm blessed. So much things. I have football in my life. I have high school coaches who come up to me when I'm just walking around the sidelines, and they want me to play for them. I'm not even in high school. I'm not an eighth grader yet, and they want me to play for them. I have coaches that's went D1 who has coached NFL players. I have talked to an NFL player. He went to Pike. He plays for Seattle now. He just won a Super Bowl. And I'm so blessed that I have these rewards and the glory. Because why should I be angry for the sad things, even though I have way better things that are happy? Because me getting my phone took, okay, but I know in the future, I know not to do that. And God told me. I asked him. I kept saying why. It was something happened at school. It was, I think, the start of this year, and I was like, why? God, why did I do this? Why did I say this? And he told me it was in my dream, because I prayed to him and I fell asleep. And he told me in my dream, he said, who? Hold on, I'm getting nervous. So, he told me, I just kept asking why. I said, why did I say this? Why did I do that? Why? I just kept saying why. And then all I remember is I just fell asleep. And then in my dream, it was dark. It was just dark. And it was just a light. And it kind of reminds me of my first dream. I think it was last year. My mom gave a testimony on it last year. And it was when it was in my dream too. And I was just laying in my bed, and I got up out of nowhere. It was pitch black in my dream. And I couldn't move. I got up, and then I couldn't move. And it was just, I wouldn't say a devil, but it was a spirit. But it wasn't the good type of spirit. And it was about to come towards me, and I just couldn't move. I couldn't say anything or nothing. And then it was just a light, just a bright light. And I couldn't see anything. And then God just stood in front of me. And then the spirit went away, and then he just stood in front of me, didn't say anything, and it went away, and I woke up. But this time, he looked at me, and he said something. He told me, all he said was, I got to do better. Because he said, when I'm with him, when I'm with him and I believe in him, all I get is great. I like everything I get is good. Because when you believe in God, that's all he wants you to do. He wants you to believe in him and tell people his word so they can believe in him too. And I want to go to heaven. I want to go to heaven. And this has always been my prayer. I haven't spoken to him. I haven't got a message back. But this is my biggest fear. It's not even death. It's me forgetting my family when I die. And I've always prayed, like, as soon as I thought about this, when me and my mom, I might come in her room in the middle of the night, 2 a.m., and I ask her, Mom, what happens when I die? And she tells me, but I just want God to tell me. Because even though it might be the same words, but it's different ways to teach one thing. And my mom, she's not a liar. I believe her, but I want to talk to God. And I just want to thank God that he gave the strength to Mr. Chris to give me that scripture and tell me whatever I do has an effect on it. And tell me that when there's something wrong, just know I got better things ahead of me. Just know when something's wrong, I have better things in front of me right now. Not in the future, but right now. This does not, I want to thank God that he blessed me with people who tell me it's okay. Who tell me not just be a man, be a young man, but it's okay to have feelings. And I just want to thank God that he just gave the strength to Mr. Chris to give me that scripture that I still read it to this day. And it just tells me I got to be thankful for what I have and not what I don't have. I got to be thankful for what I have than be mad for what I don't have, because I'm blessed. I really am. My mom says it all the time. I'm blessed. Why should I be mad? And I just got to show self-control when I'm angry. I can't punch walls. I can't start yelling. That's the part of being the man. But it's okay to have emotions. But it's the part of being a man to the point. That don't mean you use your strength for everything. Because, like I said, everybody has feelings. Everybody has feelings. Either when somebody passed away, or you did something stupid and it messes your life up. But it's the self-control that I'm doing better on. That I'm trying to not be. I don't want my siblings to be scared of me. I'm trying to be a young man and not use my strength for everything, but use my words. Not mean words, but kind words. Put a smile on my face when I walk. Say thank you when I get some, because I didn't have to get it. My mom just told me this a few days ago, I think. She said, all I have to do as a parent is feed you, put a roof over your head, and take you to school. And I really, like, at the moment, I didn't know what she meant, but I knew what she meant, because me and her had, I wouldn't say an argument, but we got into an argument that day. And I know it. No, we didn't get into an argument, but it was like, we had a talk, but it was with, I had a different tone. And the tone was disrespectful. And I knew it was. But at the moment, I didn't show self-control. But that's why I got to be quick to listen and slow to speak. Because when I'm fast to speak but slow to listen, that's when bad things happen. Like when you go to jail, they say whatever you say will be used against you. You gotta listen first before you speak. Let them say that before you say something. Like, 'cause, I mean, you said the wrong thing. That's a life sentence. You got 10 years. Like, you gotta watch what you say before they give you more time. 'Cause, like, like, but I just want to thank God for giving the strength to my loved ones, family, friends, relatives, just anybody I know. Just give them strength to tell other people and tell themselves, and just remember this: whatever you do has an effect on your life. It's either your life or your family life. Because if I don't go to school, okay, let's say my mom dropped me off at school, but I skipped school. That's an attendance, and then that's an absence on my record. And then when you get those up, like my mom said, all she gotta do is feed me, take me to school, and put a roof over my head. But if I don't go to school, the cops get involved. Why is he not at school? Like, it was me and my cousin. We was. I asked my mom, could we go walk to Walmart or something? And then she was like, hold on, because what was I? Either, I forgot, I might have been sick, but I couldn't go to school. But it's just, we have police that, no, I wouldn't say police, but it's just like, you got to show self control, and you got to just do what you got to do. And, like, you got to you got to show self control if you want to go far. Because if you mess up, like, let's say, um, for example, I'm a real estate agent. Let's say I'm trying to sell this house, but then I accidentally put a wrong price on it, and I didn't realize it until somebody said, "Why is that house so high?" And then they don't pay. I just lost. Let's say the house is $500,000, and then I put it at 800. And then I put it at $1 million. They're not gonna buy it. I just lost money. I lost money that I wouldn't have got. So, and then, but like, when I say that, after that, I can't keep crying about it. I gotta, okay, let's go get a new house. Let's go make another one. Let's go sell that one. Make sure prices are right. Make sure everything is right. Make sure pipes and everything. So I just want to thank God that He said that He told Mr. Chris to tell me whatever I do has an effect. Because I just hope everybody is listening, that whatever y'all do has an effect on somebody's lives. You litter, that's on animals' lives. We can't talk to them, but they still live. So I mean, you litter, they start eating trash, and then they get sick. The trash in the ocean, turtles. I don't like them, but hey, they're living. And but when you put trash in the ocean, it hurts them. When we don't clean the water, that hurts us. It hurts both of us. So it's just, He just blessed people. I'm just so thankful. It's just that He blesses people to tell me. He blessed people to tell me that I gotta watch what I say. I gotta really listen to what is being told to me. And I can't be angry all the time. I gotta show happiness. I gotta show thankfulness because I'm blessed. There's no reason to be angry. That's what my mom says all the time. There's no reason to be angry. Why are you mad? You're blessed. I just want to thank Him that he told my mom to tell me that. And those will always stick to me forever. My time is up. Thank you for yours.
Didn't he do a great job, y'all? At this time, if anybody, I'm going to call the altar workers up, and if anybody will be in need of prayer or have anything that they just want to come talk about.